because I got to find it.
Okay, right. Hi there.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish.
Well, hello, hello, hello. And how's everybody today? Nice to be with you and great to be here. And we'll see if Joey can make it back up. I don't know, maybe she can. I may need to. Oh, there she is. She made it. All right. Hello, Joey.
Good morning.
You made it. We made it. Good morning.
Yeah. Well,
Good. How are you?
I always have to when you do. I'm good. How are you? Good morning,
Good.
Joel. Good morning, everyone. So
Science.
should I just jump right into hellos, FATHERFISH?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that.
Okay. Okay. So I see Glassbox Fox here first, Dennis Lord, Patrick Murphy, Roman Chirac. Good morning, everyone. P&J Cole, T. Montano, Corona Karen Naresh. Because we always have people chatting. Tisha's here. Fish on Tank Dicks. And then I see
Roz is here.
I was going to say, you see a lot of chat. Xanadu, Mermaids Chorus. And then Chevy Fish, she's in the house. Yep, my sister Roz is in here. David Fellows. Hello. And there's, do you see anyone? I'm just
Stephanie.
scrolling down. Yep, Joshua Miller, Stephanie. I think I said Patrick Murphy, but hello. Oh, Daniken. Kenny's here. Good morning.
Kenny. David
Fellows. Oh, yeah, Science Gal. Hi, Carrie. Morning. Monster Fish Gal. Good morning, Lori. And then I see Jason Sear, Frugal Aquatics, like TJ. Jay Olivers. Good morning. What did you do? Jean Campbell. And I think that's it. I think. Hopefully I got it.
We got 40 watching and 27 likes.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I just hit the like button.
Welcome, everybody. Right. Welcome.
Wait a minute. Right? It's hammer time, right? Smash the like button right out of the gate.
Smash that button. Right. Well, I have a little housekeeping business to take care of this morning. Something of a fairly serious nature. And I don't want to make too big a to-do of it, but it's something that clearly needs to be said. There are upwards of half a dozen channels on YouTube in the fish family right now that are slandering FATHERFISH every day with lies, with things that are absolutely not true. I thought it would die down. I thought it would go away. It has not. If anything, it has gotten worse. So unfortunately, I've tried to deal with this in the past in a more gentle way, and it has not served the purpose of resolving the issue. So I'm going to have to deal with it more directly. I started this channel about a year ago, this morning stream, about 1 year ago. 6 months into it, a couple of people came in and started working with me, and it turned into a hangout. I decided I did not like that. I did not want to do a hangout. I wanted to do an informative Q&A fish channel. So I offered both of them an opportunity um, to take a position that would not be a daily hangout kind of position, but that would support me in the effort of uh, of doing what I wanted to be able to do. Now, one of those people was Cassie B. Cassie B. I offered a weekend opportunity. She decided not to do that. Um, Mary Page, I offered a paid position. I also offered Mary and her husband to take over my fish store. They turned down both. They turned down the fish store and they turned down the paid position. The paid position would have been to be on the channel live every day at the beginning and at the end, and then to go into the chat and manage the chat. And I would pay a salary for that, a weekly paycheck for that. She decided not to do that because she wanted to go a different direction with my channel. I did not want to go in that direction with my channel, and we parted ways by virtue of her leaving. So that's what actually happened. Now, as to Joey's position, Joey stopped in to visit one day, and I really enjoyed talking with her. I invited her to come back. She did not want to come back because she did not want to intrude on what was already going on. I encouraged her nonetheless. And over a period of time, she did come on, and we worked out a joint relationship. But it was still not what I wanted to do. It was still a hangout, and I did not want to do a hangout. So when the proverbial hit the fan, Joey stuck with me because she understood what I was trying to do, and Mary Beth and Cassie B did not. That was their choice, their decision. I don't have any bad feelings about that. But I did want to clarify that I did not throw either one of them off the channel. I've tried to work out a way to be able to provide an opportunity for both of them to be able to continue, and particularly with Mary Page, to be able to pay her some money. I made the commitment some time ago that the money that I derive from this channel and from my online activities goes back into it, and that is what I'm doing. That paid position, by the way, is filled. It's filled by someone who chooses to remain anonymous, but who nevertheless is working behind the scenes on the channel every day. There are actually two such people. And I'm not at liberty to say who one of them is. The other one is Naresh, who I'm delighted with, who is a wonderful young man in Sri Lanka who is trying to learn this skill, this discipline, so that he can have a career in it. And I'm just delighted to be able to help him and support him in that effort. What do I mean by hangout? What I mean is what you see very often on YouTube channels, people coming up chatting just about this and that, whatever happens. Catfish Terry has a hangout channel. Unfortunately, some of this conversation, some of the lies have gone on Catfish Terry. He did make an effort the other day to put an end to it. I commend him for that. I hope it comes to that. I hope this is the end of that, because I'm frankly tired of it, and I know it has upset Joey tremendously, more than any of us know. She's able to cover that very well. She's a very sweet lady and a very generous lady, and I might add, she is not someone who is being paid to be on here. Joey is a financially independent woman who is here of her own choice, of her own volition, to be a friend and to be supportive. And I am frankly honored and delighted to be able to have her up here and with me every day. She has a quality which I could see very early on was going to be just really critical to having the kind of channel I want to have. There will come a time when I will lose Joey because she will go off on her own and I will rue the day. And it will be a big change for me. And I probably will have to follow her. By the way, she told me she's got a new video she'll be posting soon. That will be up in a day or two. So you want to watch it. She's excited about it.
I am. And I have a few things to say, if you don't mind as well, Fatherfish. But as far as the video goes, I told him today, I said, I have a video that I'm going to post hopefully tonight. And I said, and it's not about goldfish. It's a video that any fish person can watch. And I did it. It's a humorous thing for me. It's funny, but I think you guys will all enjoy it because it's definitely a different video. I want to address these super chats after, but one of the things I want to say
thank you, Jay Oliver, and thank you, Kenny Daniken.
Yeah.
I love Joey too. Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. I just basically want to say, when we mean hangout, we just mean people up on the screen, sitting around talking about whatever. Fatherfish wants to keep this show. We all have fun. We have fun here and we love it. But he wants to keep this show, as much to talking about fish. That's how he started his channel. He likes to help people. He wants to spread his knowledge, and I think we all want to receive it. And that's what he means by hangout. And we want you here in the chat hanging out with us. This is what makes this show. You guys are here, you're supporting, you're asking questions, you're talking amongst yourselves. We feed off of you, we all joke around. This is what he wants. Don't be mistaken in thinking we don't want you here. We do. He just doesn't want, to be up here and spend 45 minutes out of an hour talking about something that doesn't have anything to do with fish. And that's why he kind of, and I'm going to use a fish, he reeled it in so that he could get it more on track to what he wanted his channel to be. And I am absolutely here because I am his friend. I support him. And I don't need anything from him. I'm just here to be a part of this show and part of the show. And I appreciate the opportunity to be up here with you as well as everyone that's out there in the YouTube land. I appreciate
the only thing Joey has allowed me to give her, which she didn't allow, I just kind of forced it on her, were some flowers for Valentine's Day.
And if I'd known, I would have said no.
Surprised at that.
Yeah, I would have said no. Don't you do that? You use the money for something else. But anyway, we appreciate you all. We love you all. And we didn't want to have to go there, but it just, like he said, just wouldn't die down, and just felt we need to really address it. Probably should have done it from day one, but just hoping not to have to go there. But anyway, so here we are.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing. Because it's come up in a couple of other ways. And it did have something to do with the change that occurred. One of the things that's really important to me about what I'm doing is that I do it my way, is that I do not compromise what I'm saying and what I'm teaching and what I'm trying to bring to the Fish Channel, because I believe it's important. I believe it's really critical. I believe the whole notion of a natural aquarium with a natural life system in it is something that no one else is doing. There are a few rare exceptions. Maple Street is coming along pretty well, and I think they're going to buy into this totally because they understand it. very few other people understand it. As a result of that, I am not willing to, I don't know a really nice way to say this. I'm not willing to play up to people who have big channels in an effort to get their support. I'm not interested in that. If they believe in what I'm doing and are sincerely interested in knowing about it, hearing about it, and giving me a platform to be able to explain it, I am delighted to do that. But I'm not going to compromise what I'm doing. I'm not going to compromise what I'm saying for the sake of having somebody buy me out and give me 10,000 subscribers. I'm not going to do that. I have no interest in that at all. My interest is in making this work. So I deeply appreciate the support of all of the friends I have, and there are many, of all of the people who are deeply committed to this. There are many. I simply would encourage you to do what you can to promote this, not for my sake, but for the sake of the system, for the sake of communicating and sharing the idea and the experience of a natural aquarium. So I think that takes care of all of it. Are there any comments that have been made that that we need to? T Montana saying she loves it.
Key. But
Gene Campbell says it's the best channel if you want fairness and a caring atmosphere.
and I'm going to add one thing. You don't tolerate any misbehavior on this channel. Somebody comes in here with a channel name that's not acceptable, that's not appropriate. Somebody starts smack talking in here, they get booted.
Yeah, they're gone.
We do not do that here. This is for people that want to come in and be part of this group and be friendly, and that we can be here and share. You don't tolerate it on this channel. You never
And
have.
in truth, some of the people who are most vociferous in their contempt for me are the people who have been contemptuous on this channel, who have been foul, who have been dirty, who have been ignorant, and who have kicked off for it. And they persevere in their stupidity and their ignorance by raising it up the flagpole for all to see. So shame on them.
Yes, I agree. So anyway, we're here. We're here to have fun. We're here to talk about fish, and we're here to hang out in the chat. And then we do have the times to bring people up, and so you can come up and share your tanks. And we try to provide those 2 nights on the weekend so that everybody can come up and show off something if they want to, and you know, we can all be happy together. That's what we're shooting for. So all right.
Ren says, I woke up the other morning after a late night shift to my living room with an aquarium bigger than my couch. And my husband was like, well, there was a sale.
That is so awesome, Ren. That is a cool husband. Good for you. Good for you.
Bravo.
Well, there goes that problem you were having with people giving you a hard time.
Right.
So anyway, we're gonna move forward here. I haven't had a chance to look at really anything in the chat, but I appreciate you all being here and supporting and sticking with us. And if we want to move into some fish stuff, if you could drop some questions now, we would be happy to try to help.
T Montana said it made me more intrigued the moment people told me I was crazy for trying the things you say. And to try is just part of discovering stuff, so it made me more interested. Bravo.
Nice.
I think that's precisely the kind of attitude that makes it possible for us to grow.
Kenny, Thank you. Let's talk about fish, baby. Talk about you. It's hammer time. Smash the like button, people. Love you, Kenny. Love you. You and Danny. Well, I love all of you guys. I mean, I don't want drama. I just want to talk about fish. That's why I started, getting involved with YouTube, whatever it was, 3 or 4 years ago. I just wanted to find some fishy friends. I'm not looking for high school drama. That's it. Let's just all have fun. All right. Let's see what we can find.
Info on aquatic frogs, direct and driftwood. I like them. I enjoy the frogs. I've had them. Tell you who's got a lot of them and who has babies is Lee. Check out his tank. He's got a video with a baby frog. And he has frogs that he hand feeds. He has another video of him hand feeding his frogs. Really delightful.
Yeah.
And he keeps them in a community tank. He's got a bunch of them.
Yeah. That's why I tease him about smooching the frogs. Stop smooching those frogs. Anyway. All right. Thank you, my sisters that are all in here supporting me. Thank you.
Yes. Roman Chiraco's dew worm collecting this morning. Dew worm. Oh, I never heard the expression. That's delightful. What do we call them here? We call them night crawlers.
Night crawlers, yeah.
Crawlers.
Yeah.
Dew worms, he's calling them. Nice.
Right. That
You get them big, real big ones, like 6, 8, 10 inches, a foot long sometimes.
Yum. Something like I said, a foot long night crawler. Yeah.
Really?
They just, no. Something else. Give him a night crawler.
Pale blue tint. So I can say that. Pale blue tint on its fin. Nice. That must mean it's happy and healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, Ren, there's lots of things you can use for cover. And one of the things that, even if it's just a temporary thing, is like Lowe's sells back in the lighting area, this like white sort of grid work. I don't know what you call it, but it's easy to cut and you can put it on top of the tank. It's not going to hold the moisture in, but it would keep your cats out till you can think of another solution. But those things are like $4, and I cut them with a pair of dikes or a hacksaw or whatever, and it's a quick solution that could help you temporarily. Or in my case, I use them on a lot of my tanks because I don't care so much about the evaporation, but it keeps the fish from jumping out, and it's cheap.
To Sheeta Heaven, thank you very much for the super sticker.
Thank you, Don.
There was an earlier comment here by Furlough that I wanted to post. Furlough said here, some people don't appreciate actual knowledge when it comes to fish keeping. I'm not one of those people. I appreciate everything you're doing on this channel. Thank you both. Well, thank you, Furlough. Deeply appreciate you. Means a great deal. Thank you.
Oh, Chevy says it's called egg crate. Okay, I was like, I don't know what it's called, but it works. It's like I said, inexpensive.
Right. Yeah. But it's heavy enough; it's not going to be knocked off. Right.
Yeah. Lori, thank you. Laura, thank you. You're always good about that. I appreciate it. Wayne Todd, thank you so much. Thank you for your super chat. He's been watching.
Jordan is talking about African clawed frogs. I have had them. You need to keep them separate from everything else. They get real big. They're kind of a problematic animal. It takes some special handling. Wayne Todd, thank you so much.
Thank you, Wayne.
Watching from day one from Australia. Nice to have you with us, Wayne. And thank you very much for the super sticker.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Appreciate the support.
Super chat, right.
Yep. Absolutely. Lori and Nadia, there's so many people that have come in, and sorry, I haven't kept up with the hellos, but hello everyone and welcome, and thanks for being in here this morning.
71 52.
Mickey Brown, I'm starting to think I have a fish tank full of female fish. My pool. Ooh, that's not good.
Danny Kenny, one of the best times in my entire life was spent with you collecting fish. Thank you for those fine memories with the Booty Boys. That was so cool.
And I'm going to tell you what, Father Fish. I mean, you never would have met James and Ed if it hadn't been for Kenny, because Kenny did that month-long trip, picked them up, and brought them down to meet you. I mean, it was Kenny's trip. It was, it was Kenny's whole thing, and it's like, I mean, it was amazing. I can't even imagine being able to do that for a month. But it's like,
Yeah, it was remarkable. Kenny drove from California all the way to Florida and back again, stopping in and visiting countless fish keepers who he had met through YouTube. It was a magnificent trip. He did videos of all of them and has posted most, if not all, of those videos. Took his time doing it to make them right. Just a remarkable journey, a real trip out and around, out and back again. Just wonderful.
Yep. And like you said, I mean, through Kenny's eyes, you get to meet a lot of people and see what they were doing, in their fish rooms, what they were willing to share. And I get that, but it was great. It was great to see. And he documented the whole trip. So that was awesome. And I remember the day you guys were out collecting and you were streaming and there wasn't a mod on the channel and the trolls came and it was a big scene. It was hilarious. We're all going, oh my God, there's no mods. There's no mods. That was before you modded everybody. That was before you gave everybody a wrench. And it was so funny. Weird. And then finally somebody came in, maybe Chevy Fish or somebody came in and took control. But it was funny that day. All right, so what do we got? What do we have? I'm all over the place, people, so.
Roman Chirac.
Thank you for all the kind words.
Over all my aquariums to deep substrate, all the stress of fish keeping is gone, and all my fish are happy and healthy.
Nice. All right. Good morning, Witch World. Oh, is that the, I can't say, is it the ancient blowfish? Is that it? I can pronounce that. Hello.
Where are you?
At 927. It's that name. Is it the ancient blowfish?
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hello. Drift and driftwood. I guess if you're passing out wrenches, Father Fish, there's
The anti-NWO.
Oh, is
fish.
that it? Okay.
I think so. That was somebody else's guess,
Okay.
but that makes sense.
Drift and driftwood is new here, and they don't have a wrench, Father Fish, and they have a question. It says, I have no problem with blowfish personally. I don't keep them, however. What is your opinion on them? Thanks. You want to go first? On goldfish?
Yeah, I don't have any. I spent 4 or 5 years working with them. They obviously had an enormous impact on the industry.
Absolutely.
They now to the point where the license has expired, the copyright has expired on them.
Yeah.
Patent, whatever it is, it's a patent, I guess, and they're no longer available through the same channels that they have been.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the price is going to drop on them and the quality also is going to drop. I think part of the thing that I noticed was that they were so badly inbred that they were not able to survive for any length of time at all. if you could keep them going for 6 months, you were basically doing well. And the more they came on, the worse it get.
My dog's unplugging that. Like my extension cord. Yeah, I mean, I've kept them. I've kept the tetras. I've kept the Danios, and I don't have a problem with them in general, but they're very prone to cancer, and as you said, they just don't last very long. And but I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. I mean, I'm sure some people do. They definitely brought a lot of people into the hobby, maybe for the wrong reasons, but those people come in, get them, and they usually move on to other fish. So, I guess if they bring people into the hobby that stay long term, I mean, they're going to get sold regardless. I mean, they're not coming off.
True enough, yeah.
So you might as well embrace it.
Yeah, it's a kid's fish. It's a decorative kid's fish.
Absolutely. But, it brings a lot of money into the hobby in general. So, I mean, you just have to kind of look at it that way. I think eventually people, if that's what they start with, like I said, they'll move on to other fish. So,
I think it's honest. Why do you think my Angelicara killed my 5 crying whiptails, but let my Abrosis colony of 4 pass? Well, they probably didn't see the Abrosis. They're pretty tiny. And the whiptails are kind of long, and with their long tails, they're more prone to predation or to conflict, I guess. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't keep whiptails. I find them difficult to keep. Oh dear. Ren saying the angels are carrying a piece of anacharis around the stick.
Keep them busy. Keep them out.
I don't know. I see exotics. I can't imagine.
I know. I don't have an opinion on that.
What is this?
I think Tish has been talking about gluing her plants to the rocks, I think. I mean, yeah, you should be good with that. I think she's talking to people in here, but I mean, that works.
What kind of plan?
Well, I would think it would either be a Java fern or an Anubias or something.
Anubias,
yeah. The normal thing is to a rock or driftwood. Thank you, Ren. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ren LaRue, thank you so much.
Tam
Shepard, hi Tam.
Good morning, Tam.
Minnesota Outdoors, hello, hello.
Joshua, thanks for stopping by. Have a good day at work. Good morning, Seaween. Good morning. All right, I'm just going to scroll back and see if there's something.
Dog Angels, Roman saying to Ren, carrying sticks, playing fetch. Her angels are playing fetch.
Well, like I said, it'll keep them busy. Keep them out of trouble.
Really?
They need toys.
I finally got a microphone that works. Now I need to get a camera that works. If I put the camera on, if I touch anything, I'm screwed. If I put my new camera on, it knocks my microphone off, and then nobody can hear anything. Sue Ann got her coffee mug yesterday. Oh, thank you. I love it. Thank you, Sue Ann. Glad you got it. It came through all right.
Yes. So T. Montano asks, why do they say Discus is hard to keep? They look so nice and I want one, but just checking it out.
Well, they're not hard to keep. They just require certain conditions, one of which is very warm water and a pretty clean environment. Now, that does not mean a sterile environment. That simply means that you're not overfeeding your fish to the point where you've got bacteria growth going on in the tank routinely, or that there's a foul condition. It simply means that you are careful. Yeah, Ren's saying the camera's working better today. The problem is it's the camera that's
It is.
into the computer, and I can't pick it up and move it to show you anything.
Well,
I've got two other cameras that I can move, but if I plug them in, then it knocks my microphone out. And I haven't been able to figure out how to overcome that.
well, I guess until you get it out of the camera, at least this one's working because the other one, it was like, I don't know, you were in a bad fog or something, you know. So at least this one's clear.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Can you define what
Well,
constitutes?
you know what? Drift and Driftwood has good. It just says Discus and not hard, but you can't be lazy. So yeah, it depends on what kind of tank you're keeping them into, how you're keeping them. Makes a difference on how much.
Which world? Can you define what constitutes a heavily planted tank? 5 plants, 10 plants. I mentioned before, I haven't tried live plants before. My fish have always been earth movers. They wouldn't allow it. The rule of thumb for the Dutch system. Now, the Dutch system is a planted tank with groups of plants set in essentially like a flower garden arrangement. They call for excuse me 70% of the tank being planted, of which at least 25% are fast growing plants.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Let's see.
If you're setting up a brand new tank, then you want a higher incidence of fast growing plants. You want 50 to 60 to 70% of fast growing plants. You can always change them out when you get further down the line. But the critical thing is with a new tank, 75% of the tank should be plants. That's substantial. It's not a few. It's not a small amount. It's a lot. It's a great deal. You want so many plants that you cannot see through the tank, in at least some place in the tank. I don't know. I just ordered plants today. I'm going to be getting plants today, and I will have tanks set up in that way. You'll be able to see them once I get the whole camera thing worked out. Right now, I've got very few plants. But you want a lot of plants, not a few, not 5 or 10, 15 or 20, or 25 or 30. You want a lot of plants. The ant says, them plants are great to start. Yes, they are. They're the very best ones to start with. They grow fast. They'll jump up. Duckweed's good. Salvini, guppy grass.
Guppy Killer loves.
Monte talking about Monte Carlo. That's a slow one and a difficult one. We're Dunlop, Hornwort, Anacris, water wisteria, water sprite. They're all great for conditioning water, and they all grow fast. Absolutely. Where is that?
Father Fish, are you passing out a few wrenches as you go along?
Yeah, I haven't been. Live in Minnesota outdoors. Let's see.
What? Oh, I see. James is okay. James is helping. Good morning, Albert. Good morning. All right. Sorry for the silence.
James is saying, talking about discus, to taint. Days of old, they were difficult, discus, because they were from the wild. The discus today they've been bred for 50 years in captivity. They're stable, strong, healthy fish, easy to keep. Now, having said that, depending on where you get them, um, there are discus breeders that maintain their discus in virtually sterile conditions. If you're buying from one of those, you need to maintain virtually sterile conditions or they won't survive. There are other discus. Some of the discus from Germany require very specific water parameters. If you do not provide those parameters, they will not survive. I found that the most stable, healthy, easy to keep discus are the ones are from a discus from Florida and from the Far East. The discus from Florida are raised in hard alkaline water. They're stable, strong, and easy to keep. There are not a lot of them. Nobody is breeding them in large numbers. They're a little hard to get. The ones that are most commonly available are from the Far East. They are extremely strong, healthy, stable fish, easy to keep, disease free, that I have had no trouble with at all. My customers have been able to raise them into big, beautiful fish that have spawned. So that's my
TJ Frugal has a good question for you, Father Fish, at 9:41. It says, Father Fish, as far as my rainwater goes through a poultry grit in a storage tank, add enough minerals for my KH.
Poultry grit.
So I'm assuming, TJ, is that something like the oyster shell?
Oyster shell, yeah.
That's what I would think, but maybe not. Maybe it's a different kind of grit.
Well, you need carbonates. So you need carbonates. My recommendation, if you need carbonates, is simply bicarbonates. You can get them online. You can get them from most any fish store that sells saltwater product. It's carbonates are different from general hardness. And general hardness does not always include carbonates. Sodium bicarbonate will raise your pH, but it may not have enough carbonates in it to be able to keep it up. So I can't answer your question because I don't know what's in the grit.
It is, yeah.
If it's crushed oyster shell, it may well be adequate.
Yeah.
My suggestion, though, if you need something to hold the pH stable, then just break down and bicarbonates and be done with it. It doesn't take much, but without it, you really are going to have a hard time maintaining pH. Ren LaRue, best way to fatten up pea puffers. My murder beans are doing well, but lean. I think they fatten up when the female will fatten up when she's ready to egg up. I don't think they fatten up particularly under normal circumstances. I don't think they ever really get fat. You can feed them worm, like blackworm, frozen worm, bloodworm, brine shrimp. How we keep them on a meat diet. You can feed shrimp, little tiny ones. It's not as critical as protein. They are a protein intensive little bugger. Against the Flow asked me for a link to Joey's channel. And while we're on the subject, I would like to charge every single one of you who are here now to once this channel link is posted, to click on it, go over and subscribe to Joey's channel. I've been asking you to do that for months, and you're not doing it. She's had about 5 people subscribe to her channel, and it's not fair. So get over there and subscribe to her channel. She's got a new bunch of videos coming up that are going to blow you away, knock your socks off, and be otherwise stunning in the hobby. So go do it now. There's the link.
Well, you didn't have to do that, but thank you, Fatherfish.
Share.
Thank you. Thank you, Guppy Grass Calori says that
Right.
already subscribed.
And
And I'm
David,
sure there are quite a few that have. Thank you. I appreciate it.
what's it called? What's what called? You bet, Stephanie. And Jean stalked all over her channel with her stalking horses, no doubt.
Thank you, Jean.
Good.
Thank you, Rip Joe, for liking my Calico comics. Thank you. Thank you, Ren. Thank you, everyone. I mean, and I don't post a ton of videos. Normally I'd be lucky if I get one out a month. So don't don't expect too much out of me. I'm up here all the time, and I don't have time to make videos.
Really.
Oh, thank you, Roman. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate it.
Ren's there for the goldfish, really. Glory.
Anyway, thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. We're done that. Yeah, that's right, Carrie. Don't make me have the hammer.
All right.
But don't you guys like the hammer?
You bet.
I was like, it just sort of happened. I was like, I'm really loving this hammer.
Michael wants to know how to purchase a dirt additive package. It's available on getgills.com. You can also send an email to fatherfish@fatherfish.net. You can go on PayPal. The cost of the package is $20 for enough to do 100 gallons. If you do 5 orders of it, that's $100. There's no shipping charge. Otherwise, shipping is $20.
Okay. Very good. Fatherfish?
Yeah.
Could I just shout out Big Tank Hank? I think he's just a couple subs away from 1,000. If somebody drops his link, could you guys could you help out Big Tank Hank? Come on, people. It's hammer time. Smash those subscribe buttons. And hit the like button while you're at it.
Let's post his link.
Yeah, somebody will post it.
Get his link up.
Anybody in here can post it. Hank, you can post it yourself. Whoever wants to post it, post a link, please. It's Get Gills. Can someone post a link also for Get Gills? It's like a community page where people can list their stores. So you can go there and find Fatherfish as well as other hobbyists and sometimes actual stores that have fish and plants and whatever for sale. So it's a good little place to go to shop.
Ren's asking how many emails I get a day. I shut down a half a dozen email accounts because they were ridiculous. I've got one that gets maybe half a dozen emails a day. So it's very manageable.
Oh, that's good.
Fatherfish@fatherfish.net. It's what is it? It is Outlook. And Outlook separates, it filters So I never look at the other list, which is all of the advertisements, I, like Domino's Pizza, Koi Farm Pen Plaque, all that sort of stuff. The focus is all personal. That I pay attention to every day. I look at those every day. So
Nice, Fatherfish. Tam, she says, Fatherfish, I was discouraged about fish keeping until I found your channel. Now I found that I have time to enjoy my fish and now raise babies. I can't thank you and this fish fan enough. That's awesome, Tam. Glad you're raising some babies. Glad it's working out. And thank you.
yeah, Tam. Well, and that's really why I'm doing this because there's so many people who get into this hobby. They're anxious to do it, excited about it. They've seen a tank. They love the whole idea. They just want to be able to enjoy those fish swimming around. And they try it and they fail, and they try it and they fail, and they try it and they fail, and they try it and they fail. And I'm frankly fed up with it. And I'm fed up with the stores that set this system up to require people to fail. I think it's I think it's profoundly unethical, and I deeply and bitterly oppose that whole approach to fish keeping. It is why I am so hostile toward gravel, and I know perfectly well that skilled fish keepers can keep fish in gravel. God, they can keep them in marbles, they can keep them in rocks, they keep them in bare bottom tanks. But the average person just getting into this hobby, starting out, is going to kill their fish every time they put gravel in their tank because they don't understand what's required to make it a balanced tank. And you cannot do it with gravel. Not the first time out of the gun. But if you use my system, if you apply it and you do it the way I explain, it'll work 100% of the time. And that's not to say you can't sabotage it, because you can. And there are those fools who do deliberately that attempt to demonstrate that it doesn't work. Well, yeah, on them. They're just deliberately sabotaging it. It works 100% of the time, not 75% of the time, like some of the other systems promote. It is absolutely successful. I absolutely guarantee it. But you have to do it right, and it's not complicated.
Correct.
There.
Um, there, you got a Fatherfish rant today. And it was pretty good one. You were elevated. It was pretty good. Thank you, One Wanderer, for that comment. Thank you. All right. Yep, P and J Cole. All my tanks are
Yes,
sand.
Father
Yes,
Fish
sir.
is my Nashville store. That's correct.
And One Wanderer says, morning all Fatherfish. Stick to your guns, your channel, your format. A very good one, too, if I may say so.
The pygmy sunfish will be available as soon as I can get out and collect them. I hope next week. I tried to get out this week and I couldn't do it, but hopefully next week. It's a half a day trip for me to get them, so
Yeah.
I'm going to make an effort. I need to take somebody with me if I can, and I will video it. So we'll have a video of that
Yeah.
collecting trip.
That would be nice to have the video. Oh,
Uh,
George, he won't blow a gasket. He just has to have a rant every once in a while. He likes to do it. Just give him a reason. He'll be all right.
George, don't blow a
Oh,
gasket.
James Handy. I had a sewer running in my bedroom for
For
20
20
plus
years,
years.
so, yeah,
Don't hate me.
I remember that.
That's funny, James. Oh, Kenny. Can I get an amen for Father Fish? Amen. Yeah, that's funny. All right.
Where is it?
Look, I started one
Ah,
to enriched mud and a sand cap after finding Father Fish channel. I learned a lot from others on this channel too. All my tanks are like that now. Awesome. Good for you. Steffi's giving an
puppy
amen.
grass galore.
Don't we all need a good rant? Yeah. I think, people like to hear Father Fish go on a rant every now and then.
It's what
Oh,
like your kids play in dirt and nature compared to keeping them sterile. There you go. That's so critical. You got it.
Amen. That's right. Oh, Tommy Dunda's in. Age, you Father Fish. Which small Danio / Raspberry / Tetras are hard to breed? I don't want lots of babies in my first tank. So he wants fish that won't tend to breed. That's what Tommy's looking for. Any
Well, I'll tell
suggestions?
you what, Tommy. Try zebras in your first tank. Try zebras, and if you can get them to breed, then you will have demonstrated that you're doing that you're maintaining a healthy, balanced, effective tank. Do what's reasonable first. You don't want lots of babies in your first tank. Actually, you do. Because if you have lots of babies in your first tank, you will have demonstrated to yourself that you are doing it right, that you are being effective at setting up and maintaining your aquarium. So put zebra Danios in your tank, Tommy, and see if you can get them to breed. I'll bet you cannot. Not because you're not good at it, but because it's really hard to do. It really is. They eat their eggs, they eat their babies. They're good at it.
Right.
They'll swim along behind each other, eating the eggs as quick as they're laid.
So P and J Cole, yes. I think you should get out your parachute pants. We'll see it. And hello, Martin Merritt. Good morning. And TP and Fishing Tanks. Hello. Good morning.
We're Dunlap. Stalin the snail keeps eating the coolie load spawn. Listen, we're Dunlap. If you got coolie load spawning and you're letting the snail eat them, shame on you. I would either pull those snails out or pull those coolie loaches out and give them a chance. It's difficult enough to get these buggers to spawn to begin with, much less let their eggs be eaten up by a random snail. Deal with this. This is not fair to the coolie loaches. Give them a break.
Give him a break. Give a loach a break. You know,
Really.
just let them raise some kids. They just want
Here he
to
goes.
eat.
One for you. Joey, do it, never share.
I am not okay, Kenny. I am not doing the hammer time dance. Plus, I don't have the music. I mean, I need music to do that, and there's not enough room right here. But I'll give you the hammer. Smash the like button. All right, you want me to, Deborah? What's your can I keep goldfish with tropical fish? I was told to keep them apart, but I have seen them together. I don't personally have an opinion, Deborah. I've seen it done both ways. Goldfish nowadays are raised in pretty warm temperatures. I mean, I raise my babies at 80 degrees, so it's not really a temperature thing for me. I guess if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Just make sure you're keeping them with fish that won't be chewing on their fins, number one. And then, make sure that the fish are large enough that the goldfish don't eat them. And goldfish don't prey on fish. They don't go around, trying to eat fish. But if they're, mouthing and doing whatever, and something gets in their way and it fits in their mouth, they're going to. So that's my thing. I don't have an opinion. Just be careful with the fish you put with them. That's the way I would go. Kenny, can't wait for you to do, the dance, because I know you'll do it. Oh, the coolie loaches are spawning on the roots of Scarlet Temple plant. That just sounds amazing. Make sure you film it.
Back in the early 90s, but the dance lives on. Follow these steps to learn hammer moves. You will need music and comfortable clothes. Optional.
It's hammer time.
Follow dance music to get in the mood for hammer dancing.
You can't touch this.
Like pants, also known as hammer pants. Step 2. Take a wide
Wait, remember how portable those boom boxes were? So light.
He's pointed out. Step 4. Shuffle quickly to the right and then quickly back to the right. Step 5. Stretch your arms out.
Nobody knew Father Fish was this hip that he'd pull up a video like that.
Step 6.
That's awesome.
In the front and then back to give the dance more visual interest. Step 7.
Loving it. But I need the song. Where's the song?
Up at the club. Did you know Basic Hammer and Oakland A's baseball team, for whom he worked as a bat boy? They thought.
Love it. I get a kick out of things. Doesn't take much. Okay. Oh, Kenny, you're doing the dance right now. Get Danny to film it.
Fun for the feeble minded. You
broke something. Okay. Yeah, I mean those boom boxes. They're so easy to dance with.
Daddy Ken thinks he broke something.
He's always saying
But
that.
that was a fiddler crab. Yes.
Where's my rotary phone? There's one next door at my mom's. Don't you like that? You're dialing, then you hitch up halfway, hang up, start dialing. Maybe you don't get it all the way over, hang up. Those phones were fun.
Mercy.
Show a kid these days a rotary phone.
Right.
They're not calling 911. They can't figure out how to use the phone.
Glory.
Whew, okay. Bye, living Minnesota outdoors. Thanks for stopping by. Well, P&J Cole, maybe you should play some MC Hammer. Maybe that'll work. Getting some mood music.
Right there. Only $49.95. Look at that.
The rotary phone.
$50 on Amazon.
And it's blue. It's vintage. You can put it in with your blue porcelain bathroom accessories. Remember that too? You have all the porcelain stuff that was blue and pink, and and then they would have matching phones for it. It's crazy. Yeah, the transistor radio. You're right, Chevy. And the 8-tracks used to frustrate me because you had to listen to all the tracks to get to that one song you wanted to hear.
Right.
Pain in the butt.
PJ, I wish I'd get my Corys to lay eggs, but I got tire parts and blue parrots in there with them. Yeah, and they'll eat up the eggs. The Corys will eat the eggs too. You got to check them early in the morning. Drop your temperature, bring it back up, and check the tank very early in the morning. There should be eggs on the side of the glass. If there are, you need to scrape them off, catch them, and incubate them separately. Take the eggs out of the tank. The female will eat her own eggs. I mean, you really can't leave the eggs in there.
Michael says he's wrestling with shipping options because I see it's different for plants and dry goods. Yes, I mean, obviously, plants need to get there a lot faster than dry goods do. And is he referring to your site, Fatherfish, or just are you referring to
Well,
his stuff on Get Gills, or are you just in general?
yeah, plant. I don't know. I'm not worried so much about plants.
Yeah,
Plants can go a week.
yeah.
If it takes a week for them to get delivered, they're likely to be okay. They probably
Especially
will.
this time of year. It's
Yeah.
not so hot this time of year
Not-
everywhere. In the
Um,
summer, I worry because then
yeah,
take
they
a
can
lot
have
of
a
heat
week.
out of
Week's
them.
true enough. Yeah. But generally speaking, plants 3 or 4 days for plants is fine.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so.
Ren
Okay.
LaRue, Earthworm $3 or 10. That's about what they cost at Walmart, which is where I buy mine.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to feed them, I would go buy them because I am not going out in the yard and digging for earthworms. I mean,
Yeah, you really could do.
nah,
You could you could do. You could raise earthworms though,
probably
like
could. Yeah.
in your basement, so long
Oh,
as
that's
it.
my dream. That's my dream. Raising
Oh,
some
good.
earthworms in my basement.
Raising earthworm, a
I
worm
really
farm.
don't know that I made it when I'm doing
Need to
that.
get really a worm farm. That's what
That'll be my big claim to fame. You know,
you really
I have
make your
an awesome
make your make your fortune on worms.
I could probably raise them in the barn.
Yeah, you could. So
Probably
long
could.
as they don't freeze, it's fine if they don't. Yeah, and you've got manure out there. That'd be easy.
That's right. See, Roman just said it. You can find worms in the dung pile. But you know what,
Right.
Roman? I'm one of those crazy people. We clean the stalls, we load it onto a dump trailer, and we take it back to the guy I bought the feed from at his house, and he, composted over there. I don't have manure piles around here because I don't like the way it looks, or the flies, or any of that stuff. So I'm one of those weird people. And I don't want my neighbors to be looking at manure piles. So haul it away. Done hauled it away. Just like Mr. Peabody's coal train.
Michael Hicks planning and constructing a fish room in his basement. That's what all this is for. You betcha, Michael. You go.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Canissio Valley says you need raised beds for raising worms. Well, that sounds great because why would you want to bend over? You might as well just have a raised bed to raise the worms. I agree. That sounds great.
Bonjatan, how would you set up a pond?
Penny, really?
What?
He just listed my channel, and he called it Hat Trick Worm Farm. I probably am raising a lot of worms. Probably. Sell it for gardening. I know, Deborah. I just don't want to deal with it. We used to have some piles next door and, compost it, but it's more of a pain in the butt than it's worth. So I just take it away. Just haul it away. Did you just read Von Jaton's? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but I don't understand it.
Right. How would you set up a pond for blue or guppies? Are there any difference? Yeah, I don't quite understand the question either. Usually you can figure out, but I can't. I can't quite figure out what that question is.
Try it again, Vaughn.
My tapeworm tell me what to do. Okay, Fishon. Hello, Emily Stevens. yeah. Give us a little more fun. See if we can figure that one out. You're back to me, yeah. Well, I always have said if I was gonna garden, do vegetable garden, which I don't want to do.
Oh boy!
I would want it in raised beds. I'd be out there bent over, weeding and hoeing. It's like, yeah, just stand up and do it. He meant for koi or guppies. A pond for koi or guppies. Okay.
Well, a pond for koi is going to have to be big, and a pond for guppies does not need to be big. It can be pretty small. So that would be the primary difference.
And again, on that one, if the koi can get them, they're going to eat the guppies.
Yeah, they're going to also eat any plants that are in there. You need plants for guppies. So totally different, two totally different kinds of plants.
Yeah.
Kinds of ponds, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, major differences. Major difference.
Absolutely.
I would not do a koi pond less than 1,000 gallons.
Ooh, Father Fish, you just got an invitation. So Kenny, Father Fish, now that you have retired from the shop, hope to see you hit the West Coast so I can take you stickleback collecting.
Oh, there's
Like
there's a promise I could.
You could take him up on.
Really, I'm just trying to figure out how to get them back alive.
Right.
I'm sure there are sticklebacks in brackish water here on the East Coast. I just don't even know where to go to look for them. I caught them as a kid in the Chesapeake Bay when there were plants in the bay, but there are no plants there now.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Ooh,
I'd love to see that. I've never been to the West Coast. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Do I have supplements and dechlorinator if I place water? Yeah, I can do that next week, Sam. I can get that out next week.
And Carrie, I kind of want to try some of those rosy red minnows. I think they would be kind of fun. I've seen them for sale once in a while, not here, like out of state, but it's like I kind of want to try them. I think they could be really pretty in a tank. And Deborah asked how many goldfish in a 30-gallon tank, maybe 3. I don't have a problem with you doing that.
How many goldfish in a 30-gallon tank? Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and then, as you need to increase your filtration and it gets to a point where you can't keep it, then you can consider doing something different. But that's a really good place to start. Great place to start. Hello, Yibo.
Yeah, frogs will eat guppies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the nature of things. And Michael.
LaRue, does anyone else have a million future tanks planned when you don't even have your current tanks under control? I need help. Well, Ren, what do you mean by under control? Let's talk about this a little bit. Have you done a deep sand bed? Are you doing a deep substrate? If you are, then getting it under control should be simply a matter of leaving it alone.
Or capping it with sand.
Yeah, if you have not done that, right.
Yeah, what is your version of under control? We're just curious.
Oh, Kenny, I would love to visit Oregon coast. I don't think a thing of Oregon's politics, but boy, the coastline is astounding. I would really love to do that. That needs to be my trip. I need to get out to the West Coast.
Westworld, I've never kept an arowana, but I think it sounds cool, but I hear they jump. So be careful of that. They're talking about setting up a preformed pond in the basement for an arowana, but I know they jump.
Yeah, what you want to do, if you want to do an arowana, you want to do either 3-foot sides or a top that completely covers and is weighted. An arowana, 2 feet long, is a very strong fish, and it can knock a brick off of a piece of glass or plastic sitting on top of the tank.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Weight is critical.
Yeah.
Now, Joey
Yeah.
just lost his buddy not long ago that he had for years, an Asian arowana that died because it jumped out of his tank, and he had it covered, but it found a little tiny opening.
Yeah, Carrie, that's exactly it. When I see him obviously in the feeder tank, like at Petco, and they do look amazing. I mean, they're just there for that. But I've looked at them and I've seen pictures of them, and I'm just thinking, wow, they just look like they could be really pretty if you took care of them and got them healthy. So that's cool that you had a good experience with them, and they're pretty. I bet they don't look like the same fish.
Let me talk about something a minute here.
Okay.
We're talking about arowanas. Any of the fish, including koi, any of the fish that get really big. If you're going to start with fry, with babies or with very young fish, start them off in a small tank. Don't put them in a big tank because they'll have a hard time finding the food. Start them in a small tank and make sure they can get to the food easily and comfortably. Make sure they're eating, keep it clean, keep doing water changes. And as they get bigger, put them in a bigger tank. Stage them, in other words. The fish they will grow better and they will be healthier if you do it that way. Now, obviously, you can stunt them if you leave them in that small tank beyond the point where it's healthy for them. So this involves staging them in bigger tanks as needed. I don't know what the rule of thumb might be. 4 inches to 12 inches. A 4-inch tank, a 4-inch fish in a 10-gallon tank needs to be stepped up to the next level. That would be, say, a 20-gallon tank. So
Thank
a 4-inch. Pardon?
Thank you, Tam, for the super sticker. Thank you.
Thank you, Tam. A 4-inch fish in a 10-gallon should be stepped up to a 15 or a 20. I would say like a 20 long. And when it reaches 8 inches, step it up to a larger tank, to a 55. When it reaches a foot to 18 inches, step it up to a larger tank, like a 6-foot tank instead of a 4-foot tank. Stage the fish. If you're going to do a fish that gets very big, you're going to eventually reach the point where you will need to either put it in a pond or take it back to the store where you bought it, or have another avenue available. I had a 500-gallon I could put my big fish in. I also had a 10-foot diameter pond. That's what you need for very big fish. But you do not want to start them in that. You will lose them. They will die if you put a tiny little fish in a great big tank. It won't survive. It won't be able to find food. It'll be frightened. It will not thrive in that kind of environment. Put it in a small environment where it can feel safe and secure, where it's going to have food, no competition, and it'll do just fine.
Good morning, millions and sons and gnarly fish tanks, and I feel like I've missed saying hellos and holly to so many people. I thought I just read a question.
T. Montano is saltwater sand. I don't know what you mean by saltwater sand, like Carib Sea sand. Yeah, it's fine.
That's it.
That's
I think, yeah, that's the one they refer to as saltwater
Yeah.
sand. Somebody was asking, and I don't know where it went, but they were asking how to set up a koi pond. I don't know where the question went, or who. I just don't know who it was. I think that was the question. I just can't remember
You're
who asked.
asking about substrate in a koi pond.
Well, they were just asking about how to set it up in general. Yeah, how would you recommend setting up a koi pond? It's Fonjaton. Um,
Yeah, there was an earlier question about substrate in a koi pond as
oh, I
well.
guess I didn't see that. Yeah, I'm just seeing the. So,
I don't know. What would you say about setting up a koi pond, Joey?
well, I mean, I've never set one up because obviously I can't have one in my state. But I mean, I guess if I was going to set it up, I know you talk about not having sometimes substrate, but I feel like I would put sand in, and then and then some filtration. I mean, you obviously need some filtration in a pond like that. And I
If you're
guess you
going to
would just
do
have to,
sand, you need a lot, not a little bit. If you're going
yeah.
to do a 1,000 gallon tank, you're going to need 1,000 pounds of sand.
Well, you just have a dump truck come in and dump a load of sand.
Well, that's exactly right. You can't
I
get it
mean,
by bag.
right.
Right.
I mean that's an easy solution. You just order a dump truck full of sand and
A
come dump
yard
it.
of sand. Buy a
Yeah.
yard of sand. Right.
I mean, I
Because
can get a dump truck of
you
crushed
want it
stone or
6
whatever.
inches deep. Right.
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like I would want that. But I mean, as you said, you don't have to. You don't have to go that way. But I personally would want a pond that I could see into. I don't want a pond that's like a pond. So I wouldn't personally want a dirted pond because if I'm going to bother to set it up and spend the money on koi and do the whole thing, I want to put the sand in. I want to put my fish in, my floating plants, some lights. I want to see them. That's me. You probably have a different idea of how you would set up a pond.
That really. I'm thinking about a pond that's in. It's about a quarter of an acre koi pond at the Topiary Garden in Washington, D.C. It's a concrete pond with straight concrete walls. It's
Mhm.
4 to 5 foot deep and is black. So you only see the fish when they're at the surface.
Exactly. That's my point.
You don't see them at the bottom.
And you got
The,
all this money right up in this pond and these fish, and you can't see them.
the Japanese raise their koi in dirt ponds, which means they're not looking at them. They're not
Right.
seeing them at all. But that
Right.
means that the fish, it's a carp, and the carp feeds on mud. It eats mud and takes in big mouths full of mud and strains algae and other microscopic stuff out of it. Oh, here's my Hamiltronix, Chris. There he is.
And see, I know where he's going with this. But this is kind of why this is good. Because
Absolutely. You
I
bet.
think his opinion.
Okay.
And then I have my opinion.
All right. See you in a bit. We're getting that's the new on-air system.
Oh, okay. Good morning, neighbor. Hope you're doing well this morning.
Danica,
I said I know where you're going. I know where you're going with this pond thing, but I'm totally at the other end of it.
I don't think you are. No, I agree with you. I think I like the sand bed. There was a business locally to me that did ponds, and I tried for years to get him to do sand in ponds, and he finally did one, and the customer loved it, and he loved it, Everybody loved it until year 2 came around and he sent out his crew to clean it. And from then on, they hated it because they could not clean it.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. If you're going to do a deep sand bed in a koi pond, you never clean it. You never go down in there and stir it up unless you're going to break the whole thing down and
Right.
start over again.
Well, it's the same principle as the deep substrate in the tank. Don't mess with it. And
That's
they're only going to
exactly
mess with the top inch or so of it. With their constant sifting, because yes, that's what they do. But
Right.
it'd be perfect if you leave it alone.
You
And
can always,
Holly,
yeah,
thanks
you
for doing
can always add an inch of sand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's okay. Or 2.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't Holly, it was Deborah. Sorry. Deborah says loose sand is sold by the ton. 2,000 pounds is a ton, right? 2,000 a ton of sand covers a 10 by 10 area about 2 inches. Thank you. But you're right. It's like it's
A ton?
a ton.
10
She
by
said
10.
covers a 10 by 10, about 2 inches. That would give you an idea how much you would need. But I mean, let's face it, you're going to be doing a pond like that. I mean, you're going to spend money. Spend the money and get your sand. That's how I would do it, because to me, what's the point in spending all the money on these fish and the whole setup if you can't see it? I'll just go look at the frog pond, and that's about what I would see. You know what I mean? It's like I don't see the point of not making it so you can enjoy it.
So she talking about white sand, not black sand.
Yeah. Well, white sand, lighter colored sand in a pond, absolutely, because you want to be able to see it.
Kenny, are you going to do a deep substrate in that Ultim tank?
Oh, wow, Kenny, that's going to be awesome. Is it one you're setting up, Kenny, or is it already set up? Just curious. And Chris Trapp, what did you ask me? Somebody asked me, I think it was Chris, asked me what my fish like to eat. Was it Chris? I think it was Chris. I'm not sure. But anyway, I feed a variety. I probably have 15 foods over there. This is what sends Father Fish over the edge. I probably have 15 foods over there. And I feed, different stuff every day till I kind of go through the rotation. They get fed twice a day. And I feed, many different varieties of goldfish food. I have a bunch of veggie pellets. I feed some cichlid pellets, and I will feed some tropical fish food. I feed a mix that they get. And like I said, it's lined up, and I just go through the rotation.
Can I respond to this?
Sure.
Because you've been knocking me forever for saying that I didn't approve of that, and it's not true. My position, when all this came up to begin with, all I said is that for most fish in their natural environment, their food is monoculture. They eat the same thing day after day after day after day for their entire lives because that's what's available to them. They don't go shopping to the supermarket and decide they're going to have worms today and cauliflower tomorrow. It doesn't work that way.
True.
So, when you're feeding your fish, obviously you can feed a varied environment. You can also, however, feed a monocultural environment, the single food, so long as it is a food like what the fish are made of. In other words, you feed fish to fish. You feed them something that's going to be a whole food for them that'll provide full nutrition.
And
but the way to ensure that is to feed a variety of things.
And that's one of the reasons I do it, because I'm not sure one food has everything I want it to have. So I feel if I feed a variety, they're getting everything they need. The other reason I do it is, why not? It's all available to me.
It makes you feel good.
It makes me feel good, it's available to me. I can look at all these foods and go, I like the way this sounds and this sounds and this sounds. It makes me feel good and my fish look good, and that's how I like to do it. But I feel like, you have all these companies that research and make all these foods. Why not take advantage of that? I don't have to make it. It's all done up for me. That's how I look at it.
Ren LaRue picked up different rocks or hardscape since the beautiful lava rock. How paranoid should we be about the fish hurting themselves on rough rocks? They'd run into it in nature. Yes, right. Yeah, they don't. Fish are smart enough to not
Right.
stick their toe on a rock
Right. Absolutely.
or
They
scratch their eyes out or otherwise damage themselves.
No, I use rocks all the time, and I've never had a fish hurt themselves. I mean, sure, if they're spawning or something and they're all crazy and they might rub up against something, but that's a different thing. Normal behavior, he's right. They're not going to run into rocks and things. So, Father Fish, we're at 10:30. Should we
Yes, we are. Let me
talk
see if
about
I can. There
things?
was a problem with the song. What was the problem?
Hello, Bateson. Hello. You mean yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, but somehow I thought when they ended, the music was changed. We played the song and it was the normal song, but then when I looked at the video later, it had a different song. I have no idea how or why. It
You
didn't
might have
match
played the wrong one.
No, it just didn't match the video. It was a different
Okay,
song.
memories. Here's memories. Let's see.
See what happens. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming in today and supporting and all super active.
You see it?
Yeah, that's the right one. But I would. Yeah.